All right. Good morning, everybody. For Wednesday, September 29th, got a few headlines here for you, a few things, discussion. One, first of all, staying up on this issue here, the Central District, excuse me, around Junkins Park, the CD Panthers. I reached out yesterday to Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz and really asked him what SPD had to say about what's going on up there in community at Junkins Park in regards to shots fired, and also the fact that there's been a call for community, for especially for Black men, to show up there at Junkins Park and basically provide a sense of safety and a sense of protection for young people in the neighborhood. Coach Harrell Elmore, he's been there for 25 years in the program since the very first day, and I'll show you this short clip here. He's giving emergency evacuation instructions to 8 and 9-year-olds.
Yeah, walk with me. Yeah, right there on the wall. Yeah, so that we all know.
Chief, what Coach Elmore also told me is a good portion of his team is missing today because their parents held them back from practice. Like I said, they're up there determining emergency evacuation plans for children. There's also a 6U team, young kids that are up there. Chief, what do you have to say to basically to this community and the CD Panther community, people right there in the Central District, Junkins Park?
This can't be the norm, and this can't be accepted in our community. We can't have 9-year-olds scared for their life when they're just trying to play football. We are putting contingency in place, and we've been in communication with the coach, and our captain of the East Precinct is going to make sure that we have officers that are patrolling the area, but as well as staffing the actual event. And so we have to make sure that we support our community and that we make it as safe as possible. As you know, this has probably been one of our biggest years of the amount of shots fired and violence that has occurred in our community. And we're doing everything we can to try and make sure that we put a stop to it. We need community to be involved in this. We know that we can't have police officers in every part of our city at all times when violence might occur. So we are counting on community to find ways that they can, step up and be present and be visible, and making sure that they, when they see potential levels of escalation of violence, that they can help, say, no, this can't be here. This cannot occur in the areas of our kids. And I think it's fantastic to see that calling, and know that we will also, want to show that level of involvement. We want to show that community that we're supporting them as well. And so I know that we're also making sure that we have a plan to support the community as well.
All right. That was Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz yesterday. And for me and for here at Converge, what we're wanting to do is talk to as many people as possible in an appointed position or an elected position and ask them, like, hey, what do you have to say here to people in our community, these parents and children who need reassurances around their safety and the expectation of what our city will do. I think that another flip side of this and a positive outcome is that this call to action that's been put out there for community to show up, it's been taken seriously. And yesterday, quite a few people showed up there to Junkins Park. And as the week goes on, there's another practice on Thursday, one on Friday, and then, of course, the CD Panthers homecoming on Saturday. And for a community to say, like, okay, you know what, we take an active role in the safety of our children. We value our children. We value our community. We value our neighborhood, and people are showing up for that. And so, of course, we're going to continue to stay on top of the CD Panther story. Reach out to Mayor Durkin's office and see what the mayor has to say about this situation up here. And so I'll be following up with you with that. Yesterday, candidate for mayor of Seattle, Bruce Harrell, actually had a press conference 2 blocks from our studio. I was able to walk over there, and that's where he got the endorsement of White King Garrett of Africatown Community Land Trust, and also the firefighters, the firefighters union. I think it's number 27. I talked to the president of the Seattle Firefighters Union. His name is Kenny Stewart, and I asked him why he's endorsing, or their union is endorsing, Bruce Harrell.
I'm Kenny Stewart. I'm president of Seattle Firefighters Union Local 27, representing 1,000 Seattle firefighters here, some of which are here with me today. And public safety is our business. We need a leader, and Bruce Harrell will be that leader that is going to not only focus and prioritize public safety, but listen to the experts on the streets. Seattle firefighters see the anguish and the chaos on our streets. We know what works and what doesn't work. We watch it and we respond to the impacts of it. And we are supremely confident that Bruce Harrell, in leading our city, will give us the tools we need, will listen to what we know, and help us take care of everyone in Seattle and solve our city's biggest problems.
All right, that was Kenny Stewart there, who is the president of the Seattle Firefighters Union. And yeah, it's about that time. You know, all the political, it's picking up pace here in the city, and you know, now I guess it's time for Converge to hop back in and start monitoring everything. We took a break for it for a moment. But back in it as we get close to Election Day. Something else that happened yesterday, speaking of politics, is Joe Nguyen. Joe Nguyen went on the attack yesterday, put out an ad about County Executive Constantine. And, you know, Joe Nguyen is also running for County Executive seat, looking to unseat Dow Constantine. Put out this video here. We don't play political ads like you can. We don't accept, like, that's not an ad. We don't want to be in that business at all. But we do often preview when someone releases an ad. So we'll play this ad right here.
During his 12 years in office, King County Executive Dow Constantine has put forward a lot of plans to make good on his campaign promises. Now that he's asking for a fourth term, voters want to know why he hasn't followed through. Constantine is now pledging to close the youth jail by 2025. But just 4 years ago, he fought to spend $225 million to build this facility.
For 6 years, the county and Dow have really actually tried to exclude the community from these conversations.
No new youth jail! No new youth jail! No new youth jail!
Constantine called for investing hundreds of millions in affordable housing last year, but his record tells a different story. When King County voters approved the dedicated tax to fund affordable housing, Constantine worked with a former aide to send $135 million of that money to downtown stadium owners to pay for maintenance. After declaring homelessness an emergency nearly 6 years ago, the problem hasn't gotten any better. Even worse, Constantine's administration had a plan to end youth homelessness for just $27.5 million, but simply didn't fund it. Why have all these plans gone unfinished? Because under Constantine's leadership, King County has spent nearly $2 billion on adult and youth detention instead of investing in our communities. After 12 years, a plan not acted upon becomes a broken promise. We can't afford another 4 years of empty promises of progress. We need change. Paid for by Friends of Joe Nguyen.
So yeah, Joe Nguyen, Friends of Joe Nguyen, they put that out yesterday. Yeah, it's starting to heat up as we move in October. You know, we're gonna see more and more of these political ads coming out. This is a real polarizing election this year. We'll stay on top of that. Do got some news coming over from the South Seattle Emerald. A nice headline from over there. Bloom Giving Guardian teaches BIPOC youth and Black liberation and food sovereignty. This is right there in the Emerald, and this is written by Shamade Ford. And it says that this garden is a collaboration between Wanawari, Seattle Public Library, Yes Farm, the Black Farmers Collective, and Earth Corps. And the project aims to educate and uplift BIPOC youth by fostering food sovereignty and honoring sacred land and indigenous practices whilst building community. Wow, and 8 fellows have been selected to run the garden through their involvement in farm-related programs. And you can find this story link in our link in bio, and just about everything that we put up here. There is a link in bio, so you can go and check that out. Definitely over there at the South Seattle Emerald. Let me scroll down here real quick and see where we're at. Looks like it's time for a quick break. When we come back, it's Support Black Business.
Lisa Gordon here on Converge Media, giving you that tip you didn't know you needed for Market Street Shoes over in Ballard. Check this out. Not only do they have great shoes for the summertime, but they have the shoes that you didn't even know you needed for the fall and winter. We all know it not only rains and snows a lot out here, so you definitely need those boots, but you also need a little bit of luggage, or at least a bag to put your clothes in, because let's be frank, we all love to get out of here during the fall and winter and go somewhere a little bit warmer. So whether you need accessories, shoes, or a little bit of luggage to jump on that plane, trust and believe Market Street Shoes has everything that you need. You just need to pull up and find it.
Are largely in COVID. Small businesses have been almost twice as likely to shutter.
Disproportionately so.
More than half of Black business owners
struggling to obtain federal paycheck protection.
COVID-19 on African Americans.
You know, somehow we always find a way to rise.
To the blueprint builders, to the backbones of every block, to the late night legends and the pioneers of legacy, for the curators of the culture, for the family franchise, and for generations to follow. You might fall, but never fail. Keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. Apply today for a variety of business, marketing, and tech makeovers on us to help your rise.
All right, welcome back. As you always know, this is like always my favorite part. Whatever show I'm on, and we have this segment, this is the favorite part of it. This is Support Black Business, brought to you by Comcast Rise. And today got a great clip. Usually we're just spotlighting a specific business, but had an opportunity to talk to Debrena Jackson Gandy yesterday and asked her about some tips for small business owners, solopreneurs, and entrepreneurs. And she dropped a few gems right here.
I train business owners to treat marketing as cause and sales as the effect. And what I often find is marketing is something that gets lost in the shuffle because businesses are focusing on overhead and not strategic approaches to their marketing. Social media presence should be a support of and a subset of your marketing strategy. So one of the things I find is that many businesses, whether they are doing direct business with clients or customers or with another business or with other businesses, that they are not clear about what I call your best fit client or customer profile. That it's too general, it's too vague, that there really isn't an intimate understanding of the demographics and the psychographics of who is the best fit for their product or service. So I do a lot of work with companies, business owners around, well, who's my best fit customer or client? And that comes back to your business's DNA. What are the unique and distinct competencies of your business? And do you know what they are? And are they being communicated? And therefore, who's the best fit? And again, all that is to support them in their sales. So I do not see enough attention and time and energy devoted to sales. Secondly, is I don't see people use their phones enough. You know, there's many businesses, as we were going through the RUB initiative grants, who they lost, like a house cleaning company that lost all of the clients. And I thought, well, did you pick up the phone to call and say, I have a COVID special going on? And that you inform the customer of the practices you've put into place to be COVID safe, and you're in and out in 90 minutes or whatever. So often when we lose clients or customers, we don't remember the power of the phone and the phone call, and then the power of an email address. That is powerful real estate. So sometimes we're, 10,000 feet above ground. What can I do? What can I do? Well, when did you last pick up the phone? Well, when did you utilize the emails that you had?
Right. So you see the Debrena right there is always just dropping gems for small business owners. Always some great tips right there. We're going to be bringing you more of that discussion here over the next 2 weeks. And it's time for Black Business Relief, right? First of all, I want to remind everybody here about the Comcast Rise. That's $1 million for small businesses in King County and Pierce County, specifically targeting businesses of color. We've got the link in the bio. The application actually opens on the 1st through the 14th. We got 14 days there to apply. And $1 million and $10,000 grants across King and Pierce County. You don't have to be a Comcast customer to apply. Opportunity is out there, and we want to continue to raise awareness around that. Like I said, the link is in the bio. And also in this segment, I said it was going to be coming, and we're going to be talking about this a lot more as well. This is coming over from the friends at FourCulture, and there's the FourCulture Recovery Fund here. It's open now for King County cultural organizations, 3 grants via 1 application, and FourCulture has teamed up with the Seattle Office of Arts to help cultural organizations access recovery funds as easily as possible. So the breakdown with this is, I think it's over $5 million, and this is for cultural organizations that were impacted by COVID. And we're going to be having a lot of discussion about this as well. And business relief. So it's a lot of different relief things. You can tell it always brings an extra little pep in my step here when we're uplifting our businesses or we're able to find relief or aid for our businesses. Comcast Rise, link in bio. FourCulture, link in bio. I got 1 or 2 more things here before we get out of here for today. And we got some events coming. All right, the Black Tones and Anita Hill. You can again go to our link in bio there. You can find the links, pick that up. But the Black Tones is free. The Black Tones is free on Saturday at Pier 62. Pier Sounds. It's going to be a great setup going down there. That's it for today, man. We're keeping it short. We're keeping it moving. That's the whole point. Just put in a few headlines here, some talking points for you for the rest of the day. We appreciate your support. Remember, you can follow us across all the platforms at WW Converge, and you can follow me at Omari Saul. That being said, have a fantastic day.